Johnny Depp has been single since the end of his brief but serious romance with lawyer Joel Rich.
But I had all these other things going on the side that were at least as important to me.
Lisa, a leukemia warrior, had a breakthrough when she came in contact with Johnny Depp while selling lemonade to pay for her chemotherapy. It was just like every other Saturday morning. Lily woke up with profound glee and hope for a beautiful weekend. She was positive that the day would be perfect. She had plans for the day already, which she had already listed the night before. Her plans covered up all the wonderful things and places she wanted to go. She hurriedly left for her elder sister's room, Daisy, to relate the plans she had for the day. Daisy, being a late riser, was still on bed sleeping soundly, and Lily immediately barged in to tell her the plans she had for the day. Daisy and Lily are two siblings we can call inseparable. Daisy, though older than Lily, loved her sister and always included her in her plans. They did things together. They went to school together, played and made plans together. People thought they were twins, but the truth remains they were just siblings who were best friends. Little did she know that the day she thought would be perfect would also be the day she falls ill. She related her plans to her sister. "Hey Daisy," she began, her voice uplifting. "Why don't we go get ice cream today and maybe pizza?" she asked, showing her elder sister her made-up plans. Daisy wasn't condensing at first. She wasn't so thrilled with the idea of going out that day. She wanted to spend the day at home and on her bed. However, Lily convinced her and told her that the day would be epic, beautiful, and soul-lifting. Daisy finally agreed to the proposed outing of the day, and she urged Lily to go on and get ready. Lily went up to her room, jumping each stairs with happiness and expectations. She was certain the day would be fun-filled. She immediately made her hair up, packing it up in a ponytail using a blue ribbon to make it more colorful and outstanding. She hummed while she dressed, feeling happy and delighted for the blissful company she'd share with her sister. Daisy was soon ready, and urged Lily to get ready quickly too. "Lily, get ready or else our fun would be cut short," she said, waiting for Lily's response. "I'm coming, Daisy," she said, coming down the stairs. But then, something unexpected happened. Coming down the stairs, Lily wasn't watching her steps. Her eyes were fixed on Daisy's colorful dress, and then suddenly, she missed her steps, slipped, fell, and hurt her head badly, letting out a shrill scream. Her parents, who heard the scream, immediately rushed downstairs to find their youngest daughter sprawled on the floor, looking crumbled and experiencing pains. Her mom's hands flew to her mouth, and eyes wide opened. Her child was on the floor, hurting. Daisy was more shocked. Her eyes were wide open too. Her sister, who was all fun and happy, was on the floor hurting. Tears stung her eyes, and her heart was heavy. Her dad, the only one who was level-headed for the time being, immediately rushed to Lily's side and carried her off the floor. It was a turn of events for the family. One minute, the family was filled with excitement and happiness. The next minute, sadness seemed to take over. Lily's dad immediately called for an ambulance. When the ambulance arrived, Daisy, their mom, and their dad immediately entered the ambulance and escorted Lily to the hospital. The ride to the hospital wasn't fun at all. Lily laid on the stretcher unconsciously. Her mom was saddened by the turn of events. She couldn't believe her once energetic child would be unconscious and sick. They eventually got to the hospital and rushed Lily to the emergency room. Their hearts were heavy, and they were praying and hoping Lily would come out strong, energetic, and bubbling with life. Daisy was more affected by the sudden change and hoped things got better soon. They sat in the waiting room, waiting in eager anticipation and hope for good news from the doctor, their hands crossed and feet tapping gently on the floor to ease their nervousness. After a long wait, the doctor soon came out, and Daisy and her parents rose up instinctively, hoping he brought some sort of reassurance to ease their racing hearts. The look on the doctor's face wasn't reassuringly. He had a solemn and tense demeanor, his hands holding onto a paper that seems to be Lily's medical report. The worried and tensed face of the doctor ignited fresh worries in the hearts of Daisy and their parents. They waited with worries in their hearts, urging the doctor to enlighten them on what was wrong with their baby. However, the response they received contradicted their hopes. The responses from the doctor were heart-wrenching and devastating. Lily had leukemia. Their world seems to have stopped spinning for a moment, their hearts filled with pain. They processed the diagnosis and hoped to find a way out of their predicament. However, there was a little ray of sunshine for them. The disease was in the early stage, and the doctor assured them of quick recovery if they started chemotherapy immediately. However, this new revelation rendered a hard blow on them. Lily's father just got recently evicted from his job, and the means of living wasn't going well. They barely survive on the little proceeds Lily's mom brought. So, the idea of chemotherapy brought great worry and sadness to their hearts. After hours of contemplation, they decided to check in on Lily and relate the recent development to her. On getting into Lily's room, her mom explained to her that she had to undergo chemotherapy and things weren't adding up for them for the time being. Unexpectedly, Lily didn't grumble, neither did she show a sad face. However, her eyes lit up with a new idea that might help them pay for her chemo. She looked at Daisy's, her eyes shining with hope, and she said, "Let's make lemonade. Let's pluck fresh lemons and make fresh lemonade each day," she began. "Selling lemonade each day would help us make money and will also help me go out each day," she said, smiling. Her mom was moved with the idea and consented to it. So, the very next day, with the help of her mom and Daisy, Lily immediately set up her stand in their front yard, pouring out their heart, soul, and body to every lemon they washed and made. Their hopes were raised with the beliefs that their hard work would pay up eventually, hoping that with every lemonade they sold, the money for her chemo would be made available. Some days, their mom accompanied them to the stand and helped them out with the selling, but on the days she wasn't there, she was at her place of work, working her hardest and trying to make enough money for her daughter's chemo. Her dad wasn't left out. He always goes out job hunting, hoping to get a good job that would help him provide money for Lily's chemo. On those days, Lily and Daisy would be left alone at the stand, trying to make sales. They hoped for sales, but things weren't going on as they planned. They had little or no sales. They decided to improvise. Daisy brought up an idea. "Lily, why don't we take these lemonade to shops and sell them our lemonade?" she asked. Lily consented to the idea. She agreed to take the lemonade out and look for potential buyers. So, the next day, they went on to various shops, offering their lemonade and hoping to sell some. Most shop owners commented on the little girls, telling them how tasty their drink was. Some bought some and also gave them kind words, while others passed on looking at their drinks without getting any. Sales wasn't going on as planned, and the money they got wasn't enough to pay for her chemo. Lily, however, wasn't deterred. Her determination spurred up. She was certain that soon they'd make enough sales that would see her through chemo. Her mind raced with many options that would make her stand out more. She contemplated on what she might add to her stand that would make her generate more sales, and an idea clicked. Her mom was a very good baker, and she knew that if she added home-baked cookies to her lemonade, she might make more sales. So, that evening she told her mom of her idea, and her mom eventually agreed to it. She baked cookies for Lily and Daisy the next day, which they took with their lemonade to sell. Sales were good. People came to their stand and were tempted to have a bite of the mouth-watering cookies, which they bought with some lemonade. Lily and Daisy were happy, but the hard truth still remains that the money wasn't still enough for chemo. They knew they needed to do something more. They knew they had to improvise and think big. Then suddenly, a life-transforming opportunity came into place. Just beyond their house in Austin, Texas, Johnny Depp was shooting a movie. Growing, Lily had always wanted to be an actress. She had the talent for acting. In school, she's always taking roles of plays given to her by her teachers. So, when she heard Johnny Depp was going to shoot a movie in her neighborhood, she was spellbound and happy. Her love for the legendary actor was out of this world. She admired the role he played in Alice in Wonderland, and hoped that maybe she could be featured in a movie just like him. She decided to make more lemonade and bake more cookies that day. She told Daisy of the good news. "Daisy," she rang out, running hurriedly to meet her sister. "I heard from the locals today that Johnny Depp is shooting a movie just nearby." Daisy was shocked at first, but immediately got carried away by how good the news sounded. She asked Lily to make more lemonade, so that they were going to sell it at the location of the shooting. Lily was thrilled at the idea. Finally a breakthrough, she thought. And they hurriedly made fresh mango peach lemonade, with mouth-watering cookies to go with it. However, on getting to their location, they were asked to go back by the security personnel. There, the security personnel told Lily and Daisy to leave the scene because they wanted no disturbance. Lily and Daisy were sad, and hopes for meeting Johnny Depp died. Lily just wanted to see the face of one of her movie stars, but they were sent away. However, they took their lemonade and cookies back home to their front yard, their spirits a little dead. However, something happened unexpectedly. The shooting of the movie seems to have ended, and the crew came out one after the other, hungry and thirsty. Lily's neighborhood was in the secluded part of Austin, and getting where to have a drink or a snack was hard. The only available place was Lily's stand. The crew members, one after the other, patronized Lily and Daisy, ravishing on the tasty snack and drink. Soon, Lily began to make more sales. Everyone patronized her and commented on how well she makes her lemonade. She was happy she made sales, but her gaze was fixed on the road, hoping Johnny Depp would come over as well. She kept glancing each time she heard footsteps and prayed it was Johnny Depp. Her expectations were, however, cut short, for Johnny didn't show up. Her hopes were extinguished. Daisy noticed her sad face and drooping eyes, and she assured Lily that Johnny would eventually come over and patronize them. Lily wasn't certain, and she told Daisy so. Her lemonade remained only a cup, and her cookies just a piece. She decided to give herself a treat and have a cup of lemonade and a bite of her mom's delicious cookies. Just as quickly as she wanted to have that taste, she heard a voice. "Excuse me, please. Is that glass of lemonade still for sale?" She heard the voice, and her heart raced. She knew that voice. She had listened to that voice for a long time for her to misplace the voice. She turned around swiftly and she came face to face with Johnny Depp. She wasn't expecting him, and her voice had a little tinge to it when she said yes, and she immediately offered him the glass of lemonade. Daisy was left in shock and was amazed to see Johnny Depp for the first time in her life. Johnny immediately asked for the price of the lemonade he just bought, and Lily told the amount. He then dipped his hands into his wallet and counted the required amount, offering it to Lily. Lily was stunned and excited, her hands trembling a little bit. Johnny noticed her trembling hands and asked if she was okay. She managed to croak out a yes. But something else happened. She was breathing rapidly, her eyes rolling a little. Johnny was concerned and asked if she was all right. She wanted to say another yes when Daisy interrupted. Daisy told Johnny that Lily had leukemia, and the reason they were selling lemonade is to see her through chemo. Johnny was immediately taken aback, and his voice, laced with worry, asked the girls to hop into his car, for he was going to take Lily to the hospital. They both agreed to his suggestions because they knew getting a bus to the hospital would be hard. In the bus, Daisy explained to Johnny how Lily was just recently diagnosed with leukemia and how things were hard for them at the time being. Johnny Depp was moved, and he decided to help them. He took Lily to the hospital, and she got admitted immediately. A phone call was placed across to Lily's parents, and they came in immediately with worried expressions on their faces. Johnny told them not to panic, that Lily was undergoing treatment, and he assured them that he would pay for it. Lily's parents were grateful, and they expressed their profound gratitude. Lily's parents and Daisy thanked Johnny profusely, for they couldn't believe what just happened. It felt so good to be true. Their dreams become reality. Through the help of Johnny, Lily's life was finally secured, all thanks to the kind gestures of Johnny Depp. That wasn't all. Johnny offered to give Lily's dad a job, and also see the kids through school. Their lives turned around so quickly because of Johnny, and happiness finally found them. After chemo, Lily became well again. She went arm in arm with her sister to school, the both resolving to always stand by each other's side. Life was finally worth living for the family members. What do you think about this? Was Johnny's kindness top-notch? We would love to know in the comments. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the following video shown on your screen. You will enjoy it.